All right. Thank you all for joining us in part two of the product roadmap. If you missed us on the last one, that is recorded. We can share that. And if you're joining us again, thank you for spending the time with us as we go through the rest of the Lightspeed product suite. Mike, you want to go to the next slide? Just a kind of reminder here, everything you're seeing is proprietary and confidential, and as a roadmap, it is subject to change, and we will continue to enhance things as we move forward. So with that, I'm Rob Chambers, the VP of Product here at Lightspeed. I have Jennifer and Mike joining me today, PMs for Alert and Classroom products. And they will be speaking specifically about the offerings in those areas. So, kind of quick agenda here. So we covered the rest of the products last week. So we're going to talk about Alert. StopIt, if you're not aware, is the anonymous reporting system we acquired earlier this year. Jennifer will be talking about those. And then Mike will be sharing what's happening with Classroom and some enhancements around our parent portal. And then I'll come back on at the end and we'll talk about some other things that we'd like you all to be aware of beyond just the individual products. For this, I want to talk about, and I'll be brief so that those that are here for the second time don't have to kind of hear the same speech again. But, we use webinars like this and customer events and any customer one-on-one meetings and anything to listen to the challenges that you are having and use those to fine-tune this roadmap. So this roadmap is completely built from feedback from customers like you, letting us know where your challenges are, what are you dealing with today. We know a lot of what's going on. We're hearing a lot around uncertainty around budgets and funding sources and having to do more with less. And so certainly those are focuses of our roadmap. But as you go through this webinar or we talk with you outside the webinar, please continue to share your ideas with us. They're very important because that helps us know where to spend our time and what to focus on. We have our own ideas. We get lots of ideas that come in all the time, but when you tell us what's important, really helps fine tune this. And that's what you're going to see in this roadmap going forward. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, who's going to start talking about student safety monitoring.
Thank you, Rob. So as Rob said, we want to help you solve your challenges. And one thing we're seeing more and more with schools when they think about solving that challenge of student safety is physical security measures, door locks, panic buttons, even bulletproof glass. And I think we can all agree that the earlier you catch things, you don't want to have to use any of those physical safety measures. And so we're really focused on helping you get proactive and identify those things sooner so that hopefully by the time that a situation does emerge, you've had the visibility to understand what's going on and get ahead of it and control the situation before any of those additional steps are needed. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Lightspeed Alert to start. And Lightspeed Alert, for those who may not know, is our student safety monitoring platform. So allows you to really get visibility into what students are doing on their devices that may be of concern. And we can go ahead and jump ahead 2 slides, Mike. And so first we'll talk a little bit through just kind of high level, what's new, what's coming, and what's next. And then we'll deep dive into a couple of these to give you a little bit more information and previews. So a few things that are new. Centralized admin control of system notifications. We'll talk a little bit more about this in future slides, but really the goal here is to let you set how and when people within your organization are notified that an alert has occurred. We've also improved the way escalation lists are handled. So if you're using our human review experience, you have more control and configuration over who's contacted, when they're contacted, and how many people are included in those lists. And then I hope that you've noticed that we've enhanced both our AI and human review experience. So over the last 6 to 8 months, we've made a lot of improvements and investments in our AI where you're probably seeing less quantity of alerts overall, but those alerts are more meaningful. You're seeing less things that are coming from literature or homework or song lyrics. You're seeing more that is actionable. And that's really our goal, is to bring those student safety concerns that are most meaningful to the forefront. Along those lines, coming soon, we're going to increase visibility for you by providing an integration to Canvas LMS. So for anyone using that LMS platform, you'll be able to see what students are doing there in terms of comments they may be making in discussion boards, things in their assignments. We're also adding some alternative ways to have email monitoring. So right now we have the Gmail integration, Office 365, email quarantine. We're going to add support for SMTP as well, just to give some more optionality, depending on what fits your needs the best. And then one that I am most excited about is we're going to start offering a mobile experience to allow you to get starting with escalation notifications right there in the mobile app, but expanding to give you even more alert functionality on a mobile device experience. So I think that's going to be really helpful, especially for those that are taking care of some of these student safety concerns outside of school hours. And then a little bit further down the line, we're going to add some additional customization for settings and escalation handling, just back to kind of that theme of letting you be in control of who's notified when, who needs to know, making sure that information is to those people as quickly as possible. And then we'll talk about StopIt in a little bit. We're going to be unifying the experience so that all of your safety information is available in one place. And so I'll give you a few more details on a couple of these. Mike, if we jump forward. So first, centralized control of system notifications. What this is you may, if you're using Alert, you know that when an alert comes in, a system notification can be emailed out to your administrators. For a lot of people that use human review, they actually want to wait and let our human review team take a look at those before the notification goes out. Just helps to reduce that volume even further so that only the most critical things are being sent. And so if that describes you, you can set it up so that you automatically turn off those system notifications for all of your users, or you can give your users the power to choose by category which notifications they do or don't want. Previously, this was in the individual user settings. You had to explain to them, oh, to turn off your notifications, go here, do this. Now you can take care of that from a central admin level, and you can have control over what they can and can't change after that. The next feature I want to chat about a little bit is streamlined escalation management. So if you've gone to your escalation list page recently, you've noticed that the look and feel of it has changed quite a bit. But there are some real efficiency gains that are in these changes that I want to talk about. First is we've made it simpler to edit and create the list. So you can do things like move contacts up and down in the order very easily, see which groups do and don't have contacts, and easily add to those. But we've listened to some of the top requests that we received from you all and have added some additional things like letting you add more than 4 people to an escalation list. Before it was limited. Now any of your list, whether it's at the district level, school level, or emergency contact level, can have as many contacts as you need to fit your student safety needs. And you can really easily, at a glance on one page, see who's on these lists, make changes, and do things like set some of those contacts not to be contacted outside of work hours if they have something where they're not going to be available or you need them to be on an alternate schedule. And so this is an area we're going to continue to focus on to give you more control over how and when people are contacted. But I think some good improvements here that if you haven't seen yet, I'd encourage you to check out. And then the feature I was most excited about, mobile escalation notifications. So we are in the process of designing this. This is subject to change, but wanted to give you guys a first look at what's likely coming. And so this will give you real-time visibility for anyone on that escalation list we just talked about into things that are being escalated by the human review team. So as soon as an escalation occurs, instead of relying on the notification sound from Outlook to let you know that you need to check, and maybe it's the middle of the night, maybe you're at your kid's soccer game, we're going to actually push a notification using a mobile app so that you see it right there on your home screen. You're able to quickly interact. And from that, you'll also be able to click into that notification to see the critical alert details. So information like what was the phrase or image that was concerning, where was the student located, if there's guardian details, you may be able to see those in the application so that right there when you're in the app, you can interact, you can start your response. And so I'm excited about that feature coming to life a little bit more in the next few months, and we'll have more to share as that goes through the design process. All right, now I want to shift a little bit and talk about Lightspeed Stop It. For any of you who haven't heard about Stop It yet, it is our anonymous reporting system that empowers your community to really speak up and let you know what's happening. So you have kind of two components. You have the digital survey, digital monitoring with Alert, where you can see what students are doing on their device, and now you also have the ability for students to have a voice in saying, "Hey, I'm struggling," or "I know someone who may be struggling," so that you can speak with those students and get ahead of that as well. So with Stop It, the key functionality that's really important to know is anonymous reporting. It's anonymous reporting for your entire community. School safety takes a community approach. It takes a village. And so this enables students, staff, parents, and those community members to anonymously report incidents via their Chromebook, mobile app, phone, or web. So really anywhere they're interacting, they can send those in. It's supported fully by our human review team, just like Alert is, and those trained safety specialists review each and every report that comes in to escalate the most important ones to you. And then everything there is visible for you to see. So if there's something that wasn't escalated, let's say maybe a student sent in a tip that they lost their Chromebook. You can see that, you can send that to the right person to help. But then if there's a tip that, there's going to be a fight after school or something might happen, you'll get that escalated more imminently so you can get the right people in place. And then some other things that I think are really unique about the Stop It offering. Like I said, it's fully anonymous reporting, but it's also supported by two-way chat. So when students or parents or anyone sends in a report, um, our team, the human review team, or your team is able to interact to get more information. So let's say someone sends something in and says, "Hey, there's going to be a fight after school," but they didn't really tell you where or who or when. We can actually write back, or you can write back to that person and say, "Hey, thank you so much for reporting this, but can you give us a little bit more detail so that we can make sure that we can get some people, out to that site to help." And that's really powerful because a lot of times the first time they don't either think about everything that you might need to know, or they might be a little bit nervous about submitting the tip. And so you can reassure them and get them the right information. And then also for those critical situations, crisis text line is integrated directly into the product. And so if there is a student that's coming in, they're really struggling, they're afraid they might harm themselves, they can get help immediately. They don't have to wait on submitting a tip and then getting someone to get back to them. They can immediately start chatting with a crisis counselor who can help them through that situation and then direct them to further help. And so, a few things for the Stop It product that are new and upcoming. We recently improved the bulk export workflow with automated delivery. So, just some better reporting and more optionality for how to receive those reports when you're doing bulk exports. We're also localizing for the UK. So we want to support bringing this to our customers internationally as well. And an important part of that experience is bringing it to you in a way that feels really natural for your students and for your community. So looking at things like making the time format the way that it's used in the UK, localized spelling, localized language. And so that is coming very soon. And then next up, we're looking at some ways to just make the product smarter and easier to use with AI-powered resource search. So if you have resources in the application, students will be able to ask a more natural question and be pointed to exactly what they need. Um, for those of you that are using both StopIt and Lightspeed products, you'll be able to seamlessly log in to both experiences. And then we're going to work on a unified experience that will bring the two together, like I mentioned. And so, talking about that unified experience, we wanted to give you guys a preview of what that might look like. And so, here we have some designs that our team has put together as an initial concept. Again, subject to change. We're really working through the details here. Um, but our goal is to really bring together the alerts and the reports that you're receiving from your anonymous reporting system into a streamlined case management system and single workflow. So, somewhere that you can tag, manage escalations, collaborate with other people on your safety team from one place so that you have smarter threat detection and really a 360-degree view of student safety. We believe this will help you uncover patterns and identify risks that may otherwise go unnoticed. So, really, just kind of bringing the two tools together to make both of them smarter. And that will allow you to see student safety through a single pane of glass. And so, again, in the same way, we want to bring everything together, but we're also looking at ways to give you more insights into drilling down from that district or organizational level into individual schools, into areas where you're seeing concerns to get more actionable insights. And so, we're excited to bring both of those things to you soon. And if you have any feedback, would love to speak with you about it. Next, I'll hand it off to Mike to tell us a little bit about what's coming for Classroom.
Thanks, Jennifer. As Jennifer said, my name is Mike Ruby, and I am the Director of Product Management for Classroom and Parent Portal at Lightspeed Systems. And I'm excited to share what's new and what's coming next for Classroom Management and Parent Portal. So starting off with Lightspeed Classroom, our mission remains the same. Our goal is to empower educators with tools that foster focused, engaged, and safe digital learning environments. So whether it's minimizing distractions, surfacing actionable insights, or simplifying classroom activities, we're committed to building solutions that support teachers every step of the way. So let's jump into the roadmap. This slide offers a really exciting look at the future of Lightspeed Classroom. It's organized into three key areas: what's recently been released, what's coming soon, and what we're planning to work on next. And that, of course, is subject to change. I'll walk you through each of the recently released items coming soon features in more detail, but as you can already see, there's a lot of innovation on the horizon. From enhanced classroom controls to smarter insights and streamlined workflows, we're focused on delivering features that make digital learning more effective and intuitive for both teachers and administrators. And I do want to call out in the next category, um, while I'll dive deeper into Hall Monitor in just a minute, I do want to highlight that we're continuing to expand its capabilities. And we're also in the next category exploring ways to manage scenarios where students are logged into multiple devices. And this will allow for accurate monitoring and control across those multiple devices. So more to come on that as we meet next time in another webinar. So let's jump into what's new within Lightspeed Classroom. So we've introduced several powerful features designed to enhance visibility and control in the classroom. The first one you see is Hall Monitor. This built-in digital hall pass system helps reduce disruptions and ensures that every student is accounted for as they move throughout the school. Teachers can easily create and manage passes, improving safety and accountability for those students. It is built into the Lightspeed Classroom software that teachers already use. So adding another software tool is unnecessary, which is great because we know that teachers are already inundated with a ton of software and they don't have enough time to truly be trained on all the software that they have access to. So Hall Monitor is currently available for students using Chromebooks and those on non-Chromebook devices with the Chrome Agent extension. So you can ask your Lightspeed salesperson or counterpart about Hall Monitor if that's something that you're interested in learning more about. Next up is Class Highlights. Class Highlights empowers teachers with actionable insights into class online activity. It uses AI insights to enhance classroom management by identifying things like engagement patterns, students who may have been distracted during class, and students who need extra support. The tool provides a comprehensive view of daily activity, helping create a focused and productive learning environment, and it is already available in Classroom once enabled by IT administrators. Next up is a recent release called Tab Count. So the new tab count feature enhances classroom control and student focus, specifically around tabs. The feature allows teachers to monitor and manage the number of browser tabs students have open during a class. Whereas in the past, that was done by clicking on an individual student and seeing their flyout and closing individual tabs, we're now able to do that much more easily and more seamlessly for teachers. So the current tab count is displayed directly on the screen view, and teachers can access more detailed information about each tab during class, and then they can close all or some of those tabs right away to ensure that those students stay focused. Lastly is the most recent feature we released in Classroom, and it's really what I'm most excited about, which is called Teacher HQ. It's a new integrated resource hub within Classroom, and it's designed specifically for educators. So it provides instant access to essential resources, including announcements, teacher-focused release notes, new and popular resources, and training registrations. So the idea here is to keep teachers engaged and up to date with Lightspeed Classroom and not necessarily rely on IT administrators to cascade that information down to teachers. So now let's pivot into what's coming soon. This is a really exciting feature that I know many of you have been asking for, and that is limit tabs. This feature is designed to enhance student focus and minimize distractions by restricting the number of browser tabs students can have open during class sessions. It empowers IT administrators to enforce organization-wide policies that promote productivity and compliance, while also giving teachers the ability to tailor tab limits to specific class activities and assignments. So while an IT administrator might set the tab limit across the devices to 50 tabs open, a teacher can say, for this particular exercise, I only want my students to have 3 tabs available, which offers a great amount of control specifically to that teacher. So the limit tabs feature really supports a more controlled and effective learning environment by helping students remain engaged with instructional content and reducing the potential for off-task behavior. This ultimately helps students complete assignments and participate in class activities more efficiently. And it will initially be released for students using Chromebooks and those on non-Chromebook devices with the Chrome Agent extension. Next up is simplified on-demand scheduling. So Lightspeed Classroom is working on making on-demand what previously has been called ad hoc class sessions more seamless. So it's not going to require schedule types. It's going to reduce confusion for teachers. So the intuitive update, as you can see on this screen and some of the designs, simplifies the experience for teachers and IT administrators. So it will reduce support inquiries and enabling more flexible real-time classroom management. So we're really reducing unnecessary complexity, and we're giving educators the agility to respond in the moment, whether launching a spontaneous session, supporting a small group, or managing an unexpected shift in the day's plan. Our hope is that we're reducing the number of times we hear as Lightspeed or as IT administrators the confusion around why my class didn't start as I was expecting. So with this ad hoc or on-demand new start session, we're really trying to reduce that confusion and simplify the process. So I'm now going to shift from Classroom, where we reviewed what's recently been released with Hall Monitor, Teacher HQ, and some of those other great features, what's coming next, into a specific conversation around Parent Portal. And you should be seeing a survey or a poll around some of the recently released items or what's coming next for Classroom. Would love to hear your feedback. So when it comes to Parent Portal, in our last roadmap webinar, we shared several exciting enhancements to the admin settings that have now been released. These updates give IT administrators more flexibility, control, and just a general overall smoother experience when managing the Lightspeed Parent Portal. First up, we decoupled the weekly report from the welcome email. So this means that IT administrators can now enable the parent portal without requiring the weekly report to also be sent. It's all about giving you the power to choose what works best for your school community. Next, we refresh the interface to make navigation more intuitive and user-friendly. So one standout improvement is the CSV import process. It now includes a progress bar and error reporting, so you can easily track the status and catch any early issues. Plus, we've added a direct link to instructions for automating that import right from the settings page, so you don't have to search for it. And we've also added more customization to the weekly reports. You can now choose whether to include all student activity or just after-school data, giving you more control over the information actually shared with parents. So that's what was released recently. Let's talk about what's coming soon. And that is the ability to add unlimited guardians. With this upcoming enhancement, we're shifting to a more scalable and flexible model. Instead of treating guardians as metadata on a specific student's profile, each parent-student relationship will now be recorded as its own row in a CSV file. This structure allows for unlimited guardians per student, making it easier to support diverse and dynamic family structures. So as you can see, we're making great strides in enhancing both Lightspeed Classroom and Parent Portal experience, both in terms of flexibility and functionality. But we know that powerful tools are only part of the equation. That's why we also invest heavily in supporting those who use these tools. With that in mind, I'm going to transition the presentation over to Rob Chambers to discuss the programs and resources available to help you and your team succeed.
Great, thank you, Mike. Okay, so moving beyond the products, there's a few things I'd like to share with you. So as we head into summer, we use this time to offer you a number of different varieties to obtain training and information around the products. And so we have these QR codes up here, but there's options for live training sessions for your district users, classroom teacher training, specifically around classroom. Um, Monthly one-on-one sessions we do, quarterly product updates. All these are ways that we extend the communication beyond this webinar into other methods to make sure you're keeping up to date on everything that we have. So these QR codes are here. I've been talking around them for a minute, but I'll leave them up for just a second longer, and then we will go to the next screen. Okay, Mike. All right, Lightspeed Champions. So this is a program, if you're not aware of it, I encourage you to check this out. As mentioned on the screen, there's welcome gifts that come along with this, opportunity to win things or attend events with us. But I'm really going to focus on that third button a little bit selfishly, because this on the product side is where this is so critical to us. As I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, everything we plan for the roadmap comes out of feedback from talking with you. And the Lightspeed Champions program is a way that we find you to talk to when we have things. So we use that group for research on new things we are considering. We use that group to test new products or new features in the products that we are doing. So please, my request is, join the Lightspeed Champions. Like I said, you'll get a welcome gift as a thank you for that. But for us on the product side, selfishly, it's so important that we have customers to talk with when we have new features or new things that we're researching. And this Lightspeed Champions program lets us know that you're interested in participating with us. So, all right. We have taken a lot of questions. I've been kind of furiously typing in the background, trying to answer all of them. I will say a lot of questions we're getting are kind of maybe organization specific. So we will follow up with you specifically to get you those answers that meet the needs of your organization. So we'll get those. You will be hearing from us if I haven't already sent you a message or possibly sent you a message on that we will be following up already. So thank you for that. Let me just scan through a minute here and see if there's any other questions that have come in. Yeah, again, most of what's coming in is kind of specific to individual orgs, and so we will follow up with you and make sure that you get the answers that you're looking for. So with that, if there's any other questions or no other questions are coming in, we appreciate your time. Thank you for participating in both of these webinars with us. And we look forward to delivering both these and new exciting features to you as we go forward.